Well, hey everyone, welcome back to the cabin. I didn't realize I'd been working on those posts just one after the other, that we were actually running out of material. I'm going to have to cut up some more, but I don't think I'm going to have enough. I'll probably have to fell a few trees. We'll get this thing leveled up and see if we can bust us out another 6x6. You know, folks, as the weather gets cooler, from time to time we give out hoodies like this, and the way that you enter those drawings is basically make a comment when you see the video like this where I'm talking about what we're going to be giving away. So for the month of November, we've decided to give away 2 of these hoodies representing our 2 channels. And by the way, speaking of winners, the month of October for the draw knives for the Outpost channel is Lloyd Ogan, and then for the review channel is Carl Lallman. So congratulations to you 2. Be sure and contact us at Smoky Mountain Outpost at gmail.com on how we can get in touch with you to get those draw knives to you as soon as possible. So with that said, let's get back to the video. You know, as I work on these beams like this, the reason I'm doing it is to kind of give it that old-timey look. I think that it really looks good. It's got these markings on it, you know, from this foot ad. Used to, they would actually take a log with a broad axe and turn it up. They would actually cut the side of it, and a lot of times that head was angled over from the handle so that you wouldn't hit your hands. But they would actually go and they would actually scribe this straight down, following a line, and get it very, very, very close. And this kind of resembles that somewhat. There's nothing quick about it, that's for sure, but it sure does look good. That extra piece that I actually cut, I used it in order to, I'm making a couple of hooks here. Alright, so I've got that grill grate or grating material added in there. I've got two hooks, one on each side so that we can hang two shoulders. So all that's left to do is just kind of sweep it out, and I think we are ready to smoke some meat. So y'all be sure and stay tuned for that, because that'll probably be happening if we go ahead and salt the meat. That'll probably be happening in the next couple of weeks. Alright guys, we're heading back down here to the timber frame workshop, and we're going to whittle on some more logs. All right, friends, the meat that we had processed should be here in the next couple of days. So what I was able to get from my brother-in-law was a big metal kettle that I'm going to render lard in. So what I need to do is go down there, build a fire. I'm going to run down, I've got some bamboo down there. I'm going to get a couple of joints of that, bring it back up here. We'll fix this up a tripod and tall enough to actually accept that kettle so I can build a good fire under it where we can render the lard. Okay, friends, I came up with 3 pretty good pieces. So what I'm going to do first is tie around one of these. Alright, now we're going to wrap around the whole thing. I'll come up through the middle of one of these. And I'll go down the other side. Come back up through there. Basically what I did is I just clamped down on it. Go across the other one. Do the same thing. I left myself enough to tie with right there on the very end. Just barely though. Just barely. I've got some cedar shavings I put in there, and then I've got some smaller material right here, and a little bit larger, and then larger than that. So I've got a piece of pine rosin right here. I save it all when I'm milling lumber. Well, I had to stop work, okay, because he's holding up production. Look who came to visit me. He actually missed me, didn't you? You actually missed me. You did. You know, I went up there the other day, and all the leaves are falling. You know, we're probably in, don't you think this is probably peak color time?
Well, it's done past.
Yeah, and the leaves are falling, and they were covering up his driveway, right? Now, he goes to town, I don't know, once a week, once every 2 weeks, get groceries and whatnot, you know, but over a lifetime you acquire so much, you just don't have the need to run around as much anymore, right? And I told him, I said, you know, this is proof that I am your very best friend, because nobody comes up here to see you because all the leaves were covered on the driveway and hadn't been disturbed.
Yeah, and that was scary that he was my friend. You know, he's one of the friends where you don't need enemies.
Keep your friends friends and your enemies, what, closer?
Oh,
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
I hear the little cart coming up the hill and I get cold chills.
He's talking about my four-wheeler. No, we are going to take that kettle up there that you saw me working on, and he's got a little wire brush. He said bring it up there and we'll wire brush that as well as we can. When we get done doing that, I'll bring it back over here. We'll build another fire, pour some clean water in there, and I think I'm going to put quite a bit of vinegar, so that will kind of get rid of some of that rust as well. And since the cast iron is porous, it might help to boil out some of that soap too long.
Right.
But once we get it like we want it, and then get that, now that lard will, it'll fix that pot where it won't rust anymore, won't it?
You know, that cast iron pot, like I said, I got my grandpa's old pot up there. Over the years, when people used them, they get where they have seasoned like a cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
And
that one's really smooth on the inside, isn't it?
Yeah.
You said it was an old wash pot.
Yeah.
Old wash pot.
Well, the old timers use them for washing clothes and rendering lard and heating scalding water.
Actually had somebody comment, I think it was on this last video, they wanted to know why did I take that adze to a perfectly good cut 6x6. The reason that I did that, you know, I would have still burned it and I would have still probably stained it, but the look that these things have compared to this, there is no
comparison.
No comparison, no match. Those that I did with that foot adze, they look incredibly old-timey, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that texture that you get, you know, it's kind of like if you just paint a ceiling or you pull it. That's what they call when they texture a ceiling. They call it pulling the ceiling. That texture gives that ceiling a better look, doesn't it?
Just look how much better that corner post looks than this being here. This is just smooth. Looks like something you would buy at Lowe's. It don't. That looks like ancient history there. And that's what you're doing, and you're just reliving history.
I've got a little bit of old vinegar. I haven't been using it. It went out in 2016, but I kept it. I think it'll be, still got some kick to it. I'm gonna pour it in here and let that boil with that water. And that should get any of that soap flavor out of there and help clean out anything and sterilize the rest of that. So we'll let that cook while we go back over here and work on the timber frame. think we pretty well got it cleaned out. So what we're going to do is pour that out, rinse it out, and I'm going to coat it with some oil. Alright, now all I have right here is vegetable oil. I'm going to pour some of that in there. And we're going to rub that around everywhere. Well, I now really have this clean compared to what it was when we started, and I've got it covered with some oil, so if it can make it a couple more days without developing any more rust in there, I'm going to have to pay attention to it. I think what I'm going to do is take it up to the cabin, put it inside because it's not nearly as humid in there, and because all of the lard that we're going to render, and as long as it's going to be on the fire, I think we'll season this thing really well. Anyway. But yeah, so we now have us a kettle where we can do a big, large batch of lard. Large lard. Yeah, I want to make sure that I said that right. Large batch of lard. A little bit of a blowout right there, even though I had it cut, but that's okay. Not a big deal. Oh, that's why I said you really need to scribe it, because it does help to keep it from doing that. But that's right at a knot. Well, we got quite a bit done. We've got this bushcraft set up over here in order to process the pig. I think if I fell a couple of trees, I'll be able to finish this section right here primarily. This is to park the tractor in until I can get the rest of the building built. But guys, we appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you back up here at the cabin again next time.